given to me, now it is the article with the title "The Second Language Acquisition in the 5th Grade Student of the Elementary School Ujungaris, Indramayu," written by Ivon. The background: language play a virtual role in human community. English as an international language is used globally for education, business, and international communication. In Indonesia, English is taught from elementary to university level. At elementary school Ujungaris 1 Indramayu, English is included as a local content subject. Therefore, understanding how students acquire English as a second language is very important to improve teaching strategies. The next is research proposed to find out how 5th grade students acquire English as a second language, to identify factors influencing second language acquisition, to contribute to psycholinguistic development in language learning. The next is theoretical framework. According to Yutha, 2006, language acquisition is a subconscious process similar to first language learning. Chomsky introduced the concept of the language acquisition device, which means that children are born with a natural ability to learn language. The next is presence 5 stage. The first, silent or receptive stage, is listening and absorbing vocabulary. The second is early production, is speaking short phrases or limited grammar. The third is speech emergence, is forming sentences and simple questions. The fifth is intermediate fluency, is communicating with complex sentences. The last is advanced fluency, is full language mastery. The next is research method. This research used a qualitative descriptive method. Data were collected through interview with teacher and students. The researcher also analyzed students' achievement and classroom observation. The focus on the research was to understand how students acquire English and what factor influence their learning process. The next is research findings. The findings show that out of 20 students, 15 students acquire English through the receptive stage. The code only mentions some simple vocabulary such as apple, car, or elephant. They needed around 2 meetings to understand each topic and were able to identify names and hobbies but could not speak fluently. Meanwhile, 5 students reached the early production stage. They start to speak short phrases, taught with grammar mistake. Furthermore, 5 students also learn English through YouTube or social media, and 3 students join English courses outside of school. The other 10 students learn English only from classroom interaction. The next is discussion. From this finding, it can be concluded that most students are still in the early stage of second language acquisition. Students who are exposed to English outside the classroom through media or courses tend to progress faster. This shows that classroom interaction alone is not enough to develop fluency. Motivation, environment, and learning media play a significant role in improving student English acquisition. The next is The next is conclusion. To conclude, the 5th grade student at elementary school Ujungaris 1 Indramayu acquire English mainly through the receptive and early production stage. Acquisition happens both inside and outside the classroom. Early exposure to vocabulary and short phrases is very important. Therefore, teachers are encouraged to use interactive and media-based learning to help students acquire English more effectively. That's all for my presentation. Thank you.